Okay, so if you're watching this video, then that must mean the legendary Pokemon Regigigas is in raid battles, or it's coming to raid battles, and you're looking for a comprehensive guide on how you could defeat this boss. Well, look no further than this video. I'm going to be giving you all of the counters and all of the tips on how you could defeat Regigigas, as well as pick up its shiny form. Because yes, at the time that I'm recording this video, its shiny form was making its debut, so yeah, its shiny form is something that is up for grabs, and it is definitely one you do not want to miss out on. So yeah, let's roll the intro and get right into it. And how's it going, everyone? It's me, it's Count here with a brand new Pokemon GO raid guide video. Today I'm going to be covering the legendary Pokemon Regigigas. This is a very powerful normal type Pokemon, although unfortunately normal types don't necessarily get that much involvement in the meta, regardless if it's PvP or PvE. But regardless, Regigigas is a collector's item. It's a really powerful Pokemon, and in the rare instances that you would actually need a normal type, it is definitely not second to none. So yeah, let's go over the counters. Like I said, Regigigas is a pure normal type, which means it's going to be weak against only one type out there. It's pretty straightforward. You just want to make sure you pack your team with the best of the best fighting types. That includes Conkeldurr, Lucario, and Machamp. These are your three essentials when it comes to fighting types. Of course, there's other fighting type Pokemon that you could potentially use, like Toxicroak and Breloom, but I would stick with the top three, either Conkeldurr, Lucario, or Machamp. All three of these Pokemon dish out a lot of damage, and of course when it comes to Regigigas, its stats are extremely well-rounded. It's going to have a lot of defense, so you will want to make sure you dish out as much damage as possible. That means you're using your best Mega Evolutions, you're using your Shadow Pokemon. If you have Shadow Machamp, for example, that's going to be absolutely clutch against this Pokemon. And of course, if you've been farming up Timber raids in order to get a whole bunch of really good Conkeldurr, you're going to have yourself an advantage as well. Now, out of the three big hitters of fighting types, I would say Conkeldurr is the most ideal, considering that it is a well-rounded fighting type Pokemon. It does have a lot of defense and some beefiness to it, so it will be very strong against Regigigas for one reason in particular, and that is of course because of Regigigas' moves. It has the fast move Zen Headbutt, which, if you do not know, is really strong against all fighting types, so you will want to watch out for that. If you have a whole bunch of fighting types that you want to use against Regigigas, you will want to make sure they are powered up just enough so they don't get completely melted down. And of course with Conkeldurr, considering that it has pretty high defense stats, it's going to survive just a little bit longer, allowing you to deal a little bit more damage. But when it comes to Regigigas' charge moves, there really is not one charge move that is a big threat. You could say that Focus Blast is going to be its heaviest hitting attack move, but of course, because it is a fighting type move, a lot of your fighting types are going to be able to resist it. And of course, Regigigas does also come with Giga Impact, which of course is its signature move, as well as being a charge move that benefits from Stab, which is the same type attack bonus, but regardless, it is a normal type move, so it's not necessarily going to be that threatening to your fighting types. So yeah, when it comes to Regigigas, it's really only Zen Headbutt that you have to worry about, but overall it's really just a big DPS race. Considering that it does have some really high stats, it's going to take a lot in order for you to take it down. So that means if it's cloudy outside, that is the time for you to go out and raid Regigigas. It's going to allow you to defeat it with the least number of trainers as possible, which, let me tell you, it's not going to be that small of a number. You will want to have at least 5 or 6 trainers in order to defeat this boss, mainly because it is a big DPS race. Now, of course, there's other ways you can give yourself an advantage. You can have yourself a Mega Evolution in your team. Actually, I would suggest that multiple people in your raid should have a Mega Evolution, and you should stagger them out so that you constantly have that Mega Evolution damage bonus. The Mega Evolutions that are going to be advantageous against Regigigas are of course any Mega Evolution with a fighting type move. This includes Lopunny and Mega Lucario. Both of these Megas are going to be really strong against Regigigas. And of course, if you have any other sort of damage bonus, whether it be friendship bonuses or different things like that, like if you're using Pokemon that are best buddies with you so you get that extra level, that's all going to help against Regigigas. Again, it's not necessarily a difficult boss, it's just a boss that requires a lot of damage. But if you are able to defeat Regigigas, it is going to be a sizable reward, considering that it was once an EX raid boss, means it's not going to be one of those legendaries that's going to frequently appear. It's also a very powerful normal type Pokemon, so like I said before, if you're ever in an instance where you need a normal type, it's definitely going to be viable. And of course, its shiny form is in the game, so if you want a shiny Regigigas, now is the time for you to farm up this boss. It's going to be a really strong trade chip considering how rare this boss is. It's one of those legendaries that never gets released into Pokemon Go. So of course, if you do have a shiny, it's likely going to be on the rarer side. Not a lot of people are going to have this shiny, so if you are able to farm up a whole bunch of them, you will be able to have a really nice trade chip in your arsenal. And it has the rare distinction of being a pure normal type, which means a lot of players are going to have counters readily available. The most powerful fighting types are actually the most accessible out of all of the different types in the game. I mean, Timber raids are almost always in raid battles, so of course a lot of people will have strong Conkeldurs, and of course with Machamp as well, it's going to be one of the most common raid counters that you will see. Not only did Machop get its own community day, but Machop and Machamp are always in raid battles, and of course when it comes to spotlight hours and different things like that, you frequently see Machop get highlighted. So it's going to be very common that people will have Machamps in their collection and enough candies to power them up as well. So yeah, this is not necessarily going to be a cakewalk, but in general it's going to be very easy for you to find groups as well as the right counters going up against it. But real quick before I end this video, let's kind of talk about whether or not Regigigas could actually be useful in some way. First and foremost, I do think that it could potentially be a very strong Master League Pokemon in the future. It's all going to depend on what kind of moves it could potentially have. Of course, as of right now, with its current moveset, it doesn't really have too much type coverage. I mean, Zen Headbutt, Focus Blast, and Giga Impact will likely be the moves that you would use, but in general, it does lack a lot of that beefiness to go along with its defense stats. So I'm really hoping that Niantic does consider adding more moves to Regigigas. That way we could use our TMs and Elite Charge TMs to have ourselves a very powerful option for the Master League. We'll just have to wait and see, but as it currently is, it's a very nice trade chip. It's a really nice collector's item. So yeah, go out and farm Regigigas whenever it is out. You're not going to have many opportunities to get this boss, so make sure you take full advantage whenever it's out so that you do not miss out on its shiny form. And yeah, that's going to be it for this raid guide. I hope you found it to be helpful. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And real quick, I want to give a shout out to GOOZEE Pins. They made the official Count Jinsula pin. If you want to pick up this pin for yourself, then make sure you check out the link in the description below. It's a really snazzy pin and it's really well designed, so definitely go and check that out. Also, quick shout out to LeakDuck for making these really cool infographics. I know a lot of people have been saying that I should make infographics of my own, but there's really no point when there's people out there making the best of the best infographics. Go and check out LeakDuck's website for more information like this one. They do a really great job just providing the most up-to-date and comprehensive information, so don't miss out on that. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, and I'll catch you all later.